What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB Recap. Ohtani homered again. Stay tuned to see what his stats are because he's already the first ever DH to go 30-30. He's about to become one of the rare humans to go 40-40 while he's rehabbing a torn UCL. The Yankees and Tigers are playing down in Williamsport. They're currently in the Little League Classic, one of my favorite series of the year, but we do have to talk about the Yankees. They have a problem on their hands that they have to address. Something happened for the first time in 124 years. I repeat, 124 years. This was down in the Marlins and Mets game. Cleveland is looking pretty dang stupid after this recent trade, and the Halos, they've turned one of the coolest double plays of anyone in quite some time. We're going to talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We recap every game every single day, so do me a favor, stick around, hit that subscribe button. Also, let me get my eBaying out the way. Do not forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off all your tickets, and if you really want to help out the channel and have some fun, download Underdog Fantasy using my code Fuzzy. If you're a brand new user, never played before, you get a $250 bonus cash credit and a free Shohei Ohtani pick'em completely for free. If you know a Reds fan, please do me a favor and give them a little hug for me because they've had a rough last 24 hours. Hunter Green, who has inserted himself into the Cy Young conversation over the last 2 months, he could be missing the remainder of the season with an elbow injury. He was placed on the IL after tearing it up against the Cardinals for 8 strikeouts over 7 innings. But it kind of reminded me of Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber dominated in his final start of the year before being out with Tommy John. But David Bell, the manager of the Reds, he said that he was encouraged by the MRI. They have to get a few more tests done, but he thinks that Hunter Green could be back. I'm praying that that's the case because you never want to mess with elbow stuff. On top of that, they got smacked around by the Royals yesterday. Dairon Blanco, I keep forgetting how to say his first name. He stole second base, so he was showing off all the tools in this series. He scores on a Vinny Pasquantino single. The Royals are just insane with runners in scoring position. Blanco and Bobby Witt Jr., they both hit some solo home runs. Dairon now has 3 home runs in this series. In the game before, I wasn't able to recap it because I took off yesterday. He had 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in one game. Bobby, he's now at 26. Wait, hold on. TJ Friedl, he reached over the yellow line and he takes it back. That kind of reversed the momentum a little bit as the Royals bullpen, they lost all command, and I mean, it was really just Sam Long. The Royals had to turn to their shiny new trade piece, Lucas Erceg, who has been unreal. He got Ellie on a very generous strike 3 call, and then a wicked slider ends the threat. They're calling Lucas Erceg lights out Erceg. The Royals, they put up a 4 spot in the 9th inning, but I do want to highlight Bobby's 500th base hit. Vinny Pasquantino also had a big day, 7 base hits and 7 RBIs over the last 3 days. He's got 92 RBIs on the year. Brady Singer, he was fantastic. Brady went 6 scoreless with 6 strikeouts as the Royals, they've won 4 games in a row, and let me just say this, as a Guardians fan, I have no idea who's going to win the Central. It could be the Royals, they could go on a streak, it could be the Minnesota Twins, it could be the Guardians. Seems like all 3 teams are in play right now. Now, real quick before we show the Little League Classic, we do have to talk about the Twins game because we talked about the Royals. Pablo Lopez, he pulled a Brady Singer. He went 6 scoreless as his offense teed off for a few early runs. With Larnach, he doubled in Jose Miranda and Jeffers. He said, see ya. Jeffers now has 19 home runs, easily a career high. He also has a career high 57 RBIs with his 3rd RBI of the game coming in the 3rd inning. Pablo, I just want to mention him again. He went 6 shutty, but his bullpen was about as bad as it gets. Marcus Semien, he started to come back with a double. He scores Tavares. Seager, he pulled a double of his own, making it 4-2, and you got to be really careful because it's a 2-0 count, a hitter's count to El Bombe, and I think he just tied it. That ball's back, and it's gone. Trevor Larnach loses his glove as the Twins lose their lead, so it went from 4-0 to 4-5 in the blink of an eye. Josh Young, he ripped one to center field, and he's really struggled off the IL. He missed almost 3 months, so it's nice to see him squaring up pitches. Carlos Santana, another one. The 38-year-old is aging backwards. His 3rd home run of the week, his 18th of the season. This game is crazy. That was off Kirby Yates, by the way. So now we're in the 10th inning. Adolis, he's the ghost runner. Josh Young, he rolled over for an easy... Oh no, the ball got away. That is a walk-off error. The Twins, that's an awful, awful loss. I'm going to tip my cap to Major League Baseball because they do a fantastic job with these big event games, the Field of Dreams, the London and Mexico series, the Little League Classic, Williamsport. If you guys have never been there, it's so great. It's a destination place if you're a baseball fan. Jazz was having a lot of fun. Juan Soto, he was mic'd up. And again, this stuff is just flat out cool. You know what else is cool? perfect relays and great baseball. Parker Meadows, he jolted a gapper. Rookie Jace Young, who was the brother of Josh Young, he was sent home. But again, 2 perfect relays get Young at the dish. Back to Juan Soto, he was working that Soto shuffle, and the kids, they were loving it. These games are just the best. Now, he worked the walk, and Gleyber was already on. So after an Aaron Judge double play, Gleyber's at third base, and now he's sprinting home. Skubal with a rare wild pitch, and he was just outpaced by Marcus Stroman, who was really good. He went 6 scoreless. But the Yankees have a Clay Holmes problem. I've been saying this for weeks now. He strikes out a few guys, but he's been so hittable this year. Clay Holmes has now blown 10 saves. 10 saves that set up the 10th inning where Parker Meadows, he basically mirrored that Young hit. I don't know why they were shifted again and then throwing sinkers away. Jason Dominguez, he couldn't make the throw. He kind of double clutched it. Not saying those were easy throws to make, especially considering he just had Tommy John surgery. But yeah, the Tigers walk it off. And then after the game, Aaron Boone said that they have a couple options, but he did kind of confirm that Clay Holmes is the guy, which is wild. The Yankees, they dropped to 4-7 this year in extra inning games. Obviously, we got to go find the Orioles now, and Cutter Crawford was making light work early on until that pitch right there. Cutter left a meatball to a guy named Adley Rutschman. Is that guy good or not? Now, this next clip was not Cutter's fault. He got his ground ball and the double play, but Rafaela, he airmailed it. So Ramon Urias, he's able to score on the errant throw. Bailey Horn, he relieved Cutter, and just matchups don't matter against this kid. Gunnar Henderson, I've rarely seen him this hyped up. That was probably his biggest bat flip. He spun it. He let out a yell. And honestly, that basically wrapped up this game. Seiyan, he did single in one, so he kind of made it for his mistake. Not fully, because that home run from Gunnar did happen after his mistake. Rob Refsnyder, he doinked one off the left field pole to make it 4-2, but that was all she wrote for this one. So Sir Anthony Dominguez, he had short memory after that home run. He strikes out Rafael Devers. That's his 3rd save as an Oriole. He's all but replaced Kimbrel because he's got a 1.7 ERA, a near 11.5 strikeouts per 9. So the Orioles and the Yankees are yet again tied for first place in the East. Now, this next game took a little bit, but the Rays offense finally woke up after seeing their first baseman get hit in the forearm by a pitch. Yandy, he had to leave the game with a elbow forearm contusion. Brandon Lau, this guy's been insane. Imagine being so good that you just toss the bat 1 second after making contact. Brandon Lau already has 16 home runs, and I'm so bummed that he missed a chunk of the season because he could have been a 30 home run guy. He's got back-to-back games with the long ball. Jose Caballero, attaboy, so it's 4-0 after that 2-run double, and ended up 6-0 Tampa Bay after a few Arizona errors. Now, things are not looking great for the Snakes, obviously, but Corbin, he took over. His second base hit of the night was a long home run, like an absolute missile of a home run. He's got 13 home runs, and he's so close to a 100 OPS plus. He's got a 96 OPS plus. It's 6-3 Tampa. Why, baseball gods? Could tell he re-aggravated that ankle. Do not take, Freddie Freeman's out now. I think Hunter Green could miss some days. Ketel Marte, stop it, baseball gods. Anyway, after he was helped off the field, the Rays closer, Pete Fairbanks, he towed the rubber. He's looking for his 24th save, and number 24 is going to have to wait because the rookie Adrian Del Castillo clutched up again. He tied it with a 3-run tater. He's batting .310 with a near 170 OPS plus his first 8 games. The Diamondbacks, they complete the comeback. Jock's RBI single in the 10th inning makes it 7-6 Diamondbacks, but it's tied again. Taylor Walls, he forced this game to go 12 innings, and newcomer Dylan Carlson, he will not stop producing. The St. Louis to Tampa Bay pipeline for outfielders is just unfair. Randy Arozarena, Richie Palacios, now this guy, Dylan Carlson. He's got a 161 OPS plus and almost 10 RBIs his first 14 games. The Rays, they've won 3 in a row. So because we just talked about outfielders getting traded, we have to talk about the Nationals and Guardians games back-to-back because those teams made a big trade a few weeks ago, and it's going horribly for one of those teams. Nick Castellanos now has a 7-game hit streak after this RBI the other way, and Trey, the power's finally coming back. He's got 14 home runs on the season, but that was his first in almost a month. And I got a question for you guys. Is Washington looking for these pitches? Is that the game plan? Kyber Ruiz somehow got this ball to leave for a 2-run home run, a ball that was 5 feet above the ground on the outside part of the plate. He pulls it. That's what CJ Abrams did a week ago, and they seem like impossible swings, but they're getting it done. Alex Call, this guy has been insane in replacement of Lane Thomas. By the way, Alex Call, he's a former Guardian. And so is this guy, rookie Jose Tena. He was acquired in the Lane Thomas trade. He is batting like 400 or something like that for the Nationals. He scores after rookie Travis Blankenhorn, yes, that's a real name, he brings in Tana, and then my friend Bryson Stott, he found a barrel. He's got 9 home runs and 25 stolen bases, but the Phillies, they're probably... Wait, hold on. Brandon Marsh, He goes back to back. He just reset the score. This game is back up for grabs. The Phillies, they're trying to become Major League Baseball's first team to 74 Ws. But again, I think that Washington is hunting pitches up. Jacob Young, his RBI sac fly was on a ball 18 feet up, and Washington, they steal the lead back, and then great googly moogly James Wood. How fast are his hands? He went off the facade. This kid is insane. Kyle Finnegan, he's got 31 saves as the Phillies, they get beat by the Nationals 6-4. The Brewers just announced that Christian Yelich is going to be out for the rest of 2024 with back surgery, and they decided to turn it up a notch in honor of Yelly. They just swept the best team in baseball record-wise, and by the way, Cleveland no longer has the best record in baseball. Hall of Famer Robin Yount, it was nice to see him back at the ballpark. He threw out the first pitch. Bryce Terang's leadoff triple was almost wasted. Ben Lively, he tried his best to strain him, but Willie Adames, he poked one over everyone, so it's 1-0 Brewers. And then the former Guardian, Eric Haas, he was a Guardian for like 3.7 seconds. He makes it 2-0 on an RBI ground out. Colin Ray was just chef's kiss. He was insane. Sal Frelick almost ruined the no-hitter with that bad read, but he did kind of make up, and he makes a good, I put that in air quotes, it was a bad catch, but he made it look cool. The no-hitter was ruined a few moments later as Bo Naylor singled to left field, but I do want to tip my cap to Colin Ray, who carved for 2 base hits over 7 scoreless. He also had 5 strikeouts, so a pretty solid day at the office if you ask me. And again, the Brewers, they sweep the Guardians. Both teams are now 72-52. They held the Guardians to 4 runs combined over 3 games. So before we move on, I do want to give you guys an update on Lane Thomas. So in 16 games as a Guardian, in 53 at-bats, Lane Thomas has 6 base hits. That's a 113 batting average. He has a 7 OPS plus. 7. He's striking out 40% of the time. This has shaped up to be one of the worst Cleveland trades in quite some time. He's got to bounce back. He's better than this. From one 2-0 game to another, the White Sox, they've been playing some closer games, but it's not really resulting in a ton of wins yet, so let's see what they got against the Astros. Framber Valdez was looking nasty to start this one. He struck out the side with a sinker and a few sharp curveballs. Like, that curveball has so much bite to it. His tunneling is some of the best because his arm slot is just so consistent. Chicago White Sox rookie Kai Busch, he has struggled big time with the command, so he allowed Jose to get on, and Yainer Diaz, he went the other way for a 2-run op. Whoa, no, he didn't. Dominic Fletcher, his defense is insane. He brings it back. He put on his moon shoes to take away that home run from Yainer Diaz. Framber, I just don't know how you're supposed to hit this guy when he's on because his curveball and sinker have so much movement. Rober goes down again, and then Framber had another strikeout delayed by the first base umpire, Laz Diaz, who just sucks. He's awful in my opinion. He takes offense to everything, and then he starts crying. Framber got his payback. He eventually got the strikeout, and he took a look at Laz before heading back into the dugout. And speaking of payback, Yainer, he got his payback. He could have had a 2-home-run game on the season. He's batting almost 300 with 13 home runs. Framber, he was insane again. 7 scoreless, 9 strikeouts. He has 59 strikeouts and a 1.9 ERA over his last 46 innings. The Houston bullpen was just locked in. Abreu and Hader combined for 2 scoreless with 4 strikeouts. Altuve, he gave Hader an insurance run with his 16th home run. Hader, he's been really good lately. He's got 27 saves as the Astros, they've won 2 games in a row. Honestly, guys, it's kind of hard to believe that this guy even exists. Cal Raleigh is a defensive god catcher who might be a 40 home run guy one day. He's got 27 on the season. Victor Robles, he's been a cheat code for the Mariners, and they actually rewarded him recently with an extension, so good for him. He makes it 4-0. He has a 122 OPS plus as a Mariner. Josh Rojas, he was one of the best hitters in baseball to begin the season. He really cooled off. That's his 7th home run. Dom Canzone, one of my favorite names in all of baseball. He has 8 home runs. That's the 3rd home run already for the Mariners, and I know the Mariners are up by a zillion, but I do have to show off this next clip because seeing Joey Bart succeed makes me so happy. This guy was a former top 100 prospect for year after year after year, and then he was a bust for the Giants. He's got 12 home runs and 173 at-bats. The exit velocities and bat speeds, I mean, they're all saying the dude can absolutely rake. Kirby, he dialed up to 97 to end his night, so he had 5 strikeouts over 6 innings. Just that one mistake pitch to Joey Bart. The Mariners, they finally end their losing streak. They had lost 4 games in a row, but I do want to remind you guys, they're still 4 games back of the Astros, and I think that the Astros have a little bit of an easier schedule to end the season. Oh no, I really hope that Ha-Seong Kim is going to be okay because after he singled, he jammed his shoulder diving into the bag. Now, back in my, baseball days, I used to steal a lot of bases, and I one time jammed my shoulder stealing second base, and it was more of like a shock. I wasn't hurt. I'm hoping that the same thing happened to Kim, that there was no injury. It was just he was taken out as a precaution. The Rockies, they're out in front as Aaron Shunk. I think that's his name. He secured his first RBI of his entire career, only to have the Padres tie it 2 seconds later. David Peralta has been insane. He has a 150 OPS plus in the second half. Rockies outfielder Brenton Doyle has kind of slowed up a bit, but he's trying to repeat that historic July that he had. He sprinted around for a triple. I think he's got 4 triples on the year. San Diego said, no, we are not pitching to Michael Toglia, who hit his 20th home run the game before. Jacob Stallings, he delivered. He stole Elias Diaz's job and really hasn't looked back, and he ties it again. I have no idea how he has a 120 OPS plus because he was awful for the Marlins the last few seasons. The Rockies, they got a huge run on a Sam Hilliard ground out, and you can see why it was so big. Manny Machado Thanos snapped on this baseball. He had 6 home runs and a 664 OPS his first 70 games. His last 46 games, he's got 13 home runs and a near 930 OPS, so he's been a whole lot better lately. Rookie Victor Vodnik got his 9th save of the season, and I just want to kind of tip my cap to the Rockies fan base. They're always really bad, but they're pulling 31,000 people on average at Coors Field. That's impressive. The last month-ish has been pretty great for the Padres and Diamondbacks. They're winning a bunch, whereas the Dodgers, they were just trying to stay afloat. They were losing a whole lot more than those two teams. The Dodgers are trying to reverse that a little bit because we've already seen the Padres and Diamondbacks lose. We have a fun matchup. Sonny Gray's taking on Clayton Kershaw, and they were both pretty sharp. But speaking of sharp, Teo hit a sharp line drive, and the future goal, I think that Victor Scott is going to win 2 or 3 Gold Gloves. He tracks it down with that elite sprinter speed. My goodness, he has unlimited range. He's so much fun to watch. Kershaw, he was locked in from the jump, and good thing too because the LA offense has been pretty mid over the last few days. They've scored, 2 runs over their last 16 innings. Kershaw's efforts were finally rewarded, and it was courtesy of baseball Jesus. Shohei Ohtani has 39 home runs, 37 stolen bases, so back-to-back games with the home run. He stole 2 bags the game prior, so again, he's a DH who's rehabbing a UCL because he's an ace pitcher who's about to become one of the, 10 players ever, or 9 to go 40-40 while he's rehabbing from UCL surgery. Miguel Rojas grounded a ball to left field, and it snuck through, so it's 2-0 Dodgers, and things got tight for the Dodgers soon after because Pedro Pages and Victor Scott, they had back-to-back base hits. Clayton Kershaw, he clutched up because Mason, when he's out and you can't advance on Kevin Kiermaier, they're not going to run on him again. Wilson, he rolls over. That double play ends the threat as Kershaw goes 6 scoreless on 70 pitches. Now, I just want to mention this was not off of Clayton. Lars Nootbaar blasted off for a pinch hit home run, but because Michael Kopech is now a Dodger, it didn't matter because he was just going to be lights out. The double play seals it. He's allowed 1 hit in his first 9 appearances as a Dodger. Let's go find the Giants and A's game because I believe that this is the final Bay Bridge Series game in Oakland, which is just sad. I still can't believe that they're actually leaving. I wish that Vegas would have gotten an expansion team because, not gonna lie, it just doesn't feel right stealing a fan base from whatever. All right, anyways, back to the game. Sears and Stripling, they were nails. JP Sears, he was untouchable through 6 innings, while Blake Snell, he got himself into some trouble. Runners at first and third. Miguel Andujar was at the dish, and he went the other way. Daz Cameron, he scores easy. And the A's could have gotten more if Yaz didn't have an absolute hose piece attached to his arm. JJ, he's out, and they wanted to see if it was obstruction, but they said, no, the ball took him there. It's not interference. JP Sears, he's back out for the 7th, and this ball is also out in the 7th and way out. Elliot Ramos, the rookie, went 450 feet. He's got 18 home runs and a 134 OPS plus. He's in the running for Rookie of the Year as well. Same with his teammate, Tyler Fitzgerald. JP Sears was still fantastic. 1 earned run with 9 strikeouts. It's just that Snell was just a little bit better. Schumann, he couldn't hold on the swing, so yeah, he got hit, but that is Snell's 10th strikeout of the game. He has 55 strikeouts his last 5 starts. Snell's arm has been unreal. He ends the threat with the 98-mile-per-hour fastball on pitch 109. He dug really deep. He's pumped up, so this game needed extras, and when I was scripting, I literally audibly said, oh Lord, because that was a heat-seeker home run for Gerard Encarnacion. Then the pinch hitter, Michael Conforto, he makes it back-to-back on his 13th home run. And then San Francisco deployed the disgusting Ryan Walker, so he came in for the 9th inning. 5 of the final 6 outs came via the strikeout. He's a side armor that can throw 98, and he's got a slider from hell. He's got a 2.1 ERA. He's probably stolen the job from Camilo Duvall. The Giants take the final game ever of the Bay Bridge Series in Oakland, and the Giants, they're 4 games back of a wild card spot. And that's mainly because the Mets have been playing great baseball the last 2-ish weeks. Now, the Mets at least did battle in this one, but so did the Marlins. Derek Hill, he had to run forever to make that grab. He slams into the wall. He flips it to Jesus Sanchez, who then threw the relay in, and then there was another relay, and they got Mark Vientos trying to score from second base. You just saw the first 8, 9, 4, to double play since 1900. It had been 124 years. Now, the Marlins did grab a lead with a sac fly in the third, but here's Lindor. He's always crushed and owned the Miami Marlins. This was for Paul Blackburn, who bounced back after really being bad against the A's. He allowed 1 run over 6, and Brandon Nimmo gave Paul the lead. That's his 100th base hit of the year, his 18th home run. But then the former Marlin, Huascar Brazoban, he might be a double agent for the Marlins. He was traded to the Mets, but he gave his old team a chance. We've already seen how fast Derek Hill is in the outfield, and his speed tied it on a wild pitch, and now Miami is going to take the lead. Wait, not on this play, because Brandon Nimmo, he made a fantastic grab to end the 7th inning. It was the 8th inning. McNeil is now in left field, and this was actually a pretty good throw. The throw technically beat him by a millisecond, but Alvarez dropped the ball, and then Calvin Fauci, I think that's how you say it, or something like that. He almost blew the game, but Vientos, he chased as the Mets, they fall to 6-9 over the last 15 games. It's been rough for Mets fans lately. Atlanta fans, they love hearing that, because not only are the Mets losing, but the Braves are also 6-9 their last 15, so they're just trying to maintain that wild card lead. Oh, baseball gods, stop it. 97 miles per hour straight to the hands. Please, baseball guys, do not take Austin Riley from it. He did stay in the game momentarily, but he was eventually pulled. Matt Olson, he was involved in a few plays. He singled in the game's first run, so he scores Michael Harris, and then he almost had 2 more RBIs, but Brandon Drury and the Halos turned a disgusting double play, full extension from Brandon Drury. He tossed it to second base, and then Neto fired it quickly to complete the double play. Momentum was starting to sway towards the Angels when, the Braves just stole it back. Ramon Laureano homered again. He's got 6 home runs and an almost 140 OPS plus as a Brave, but now the Angels are threatening. Mickey, he was clipped by a pitch with the bases loaded, so he gets a painful RBI. Charlie Morton, he got a double play as well, so Ward, he bounced into 2 outs with 1 swing. The Braves, they grabbed an insurance run for their closer who didn't need it. The former Halos 9th inning guy, Raisel Iglesias, he went 1-2-3. He's got 26 saves, and since joining the Braves 2.5 seasons ago, Raisel has a 1.8 ERA. He's been amazing for them. I was about to upload this video when I got some awful, devastating breaking news. Austin Riley, he's gonna be missing 6 to 8 weeks. I'm sorry, Braves fans. Blue Jays rookie Joey Loperfido did the smartest thing ever. He chased the fastball at his elbows, but remember, this is Wrigley Field. They call it the Windy City. If you hit it up in the air, the wind can do some crazy things. That's Joey's first home run as a Jay. Remember, he was an Astro to begin the season. He came on over in the USA trade. Fellow rookie Spencer Horwitz, he's trying to prove that he's not just a bat. He can play some sneaky good defense as well. This web gem, Robs Bellinger and Shota, he struck out a few. He was great after that solo home run, but the Blue Jays, oh wait, hold on. The Blue Jays are falling apart, not the Cubs. I think this guy's name is Bowden Francis, the pitcher for the Blue Jays. He allowed a few base hits in the 4th, and Clement, he just botched the final out. The bobble went straight to second base, luckily, but Seiya still beat out that bobble. The bases are juiced. Toronto's in a heap of trouble. Dansby, he's not going to clutch up. The dude is hitting 221 with an 81 OPS plus. He's straight robbing the Cubs right now. $26 million to do that. And I'll just end it right here because Swanson, he yet again could not clutch up. Chad Green, he has 13 saves. Bowden Francis was really, really good. He went 7 scoreless, 7 strikeouts. He hands Shota Imanaga a really tough L because Shota was fantastic. A lot of strikeouts in 5 innings. The Cubs, they're 5.5 games back of a wild card. They're running out of time. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a big fat favor. Leave a like. Send it to a friend if you think that they would enjoy this series. And enjoy the web gems.
This is a fair ball down the line. Miranda slings it across, and Santana.
Oh, yeah, what a play. Show some leather.
Wow.
Popped up outside of first. Alec Bohm on the run. Tough play. Oh, he juggled it.
Line drive out to right field and a catch.
Guerrero's got it. And Burrs.
And it's lined and caught.
Reaching down to right. Kepler on the move. Slides and.
There's some sweep to that pitch. There's a fly ball. Adele got a good jump moving over. Dives to make the catch.